Get ready for the action, because we are diving straight into the biggest moves shaking the NBA world. We start with Wright laying out his bold vision for LeBron James' final act. Wright argues that the ultimate legacy play for the 23-year veteran is to head to the New York Knicks, suggesting that if they don't win the title this season, that move would be the perfect way for James to secure a fourth ring with a fourth team. We'll break down exactly what Wright thinks is the perfect scenario for LeBron's final chapter in the Big Apple. Fantasy rankings, what the future holds for his contract situation as he turns 42, and whether he will re-sign with the Lakers. And finally, we tackle the tension brewing within the franchise. Sources are revealing that LeBron James felt taken for granted by the Lakers, especially after seeing the past dozen wins come with him taking a supporting role behind Dončić and Reaves. This is a massive storyline as the King navigates his career. Stay with us because we are breaking down every angle of this seismic shift in the Lakers' future and what it means for the entire league. LeBron James' potential move to the New York Knicks has sparked debate among analysts, with Wright suggesting it represents the ultimate legacy play for the veteran superstar. Appearing on the program First Things First, Wright argued that if the New York Knicks fail to secure a championship this season, a move to the Big Apple would be the ideal final chapter for James' career. Wright elaborated on his reasoning, stating, "But the ultimate legacy play is to go to the New York Knicks and try to win a championship, assuming they don't win the title this year. I think if they go to the finals and lose in almost any fashion other than maybe the way the Pacers lost last year, Game 7 with an injury question around it, he can go there, and he will get if they were to win, celebrated as the piece. And so it would be fourth ring with fourth team." Beyond the destination, Wright also proposed a potential trade scenario that could benefit the Los Angeles Lakers in this hypothetical situation. He suggested that James could secure a better financial outcome through a sign-in trade involving players like Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby. Finishing his career with the Knicks would undoubtedly generate significant league attention. The Knicks possess a roster that has been consistently competitive in the Eastern Conference. Wright posits that if the team misses the championship this year, James could be the pivotal piece needed to propel them to success. The Los Angeles Lakers have signaled a willingness to welcome LeBron James back if the superstar chooses to play a 24th NBA season, provided his focus shifts to building around Luka Dončić. General Manager Rob Pelinka stated on Tuesday that the team would be thrilled to have James return, contingent on his plans. Following the team's playoff exit against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Pelinka and coach J.J. Redick met with reporters to discuss the franchise's future. James, 41, confirmed on Monday that he would take time to determine his next steps as he enters free agency, a process the Lakers intend to honor. Pelinka praised James's commitment, noting that he has honored the game and given significantly to the team and its players. Pelinka emphasized that the immediate priority is allowing James the necessary time to decide his future. James's recent performance with the Lakers included averaging 20.9 points, 7.2 assists, 6.1 rebounds, and 1.2 steals in 33.2 minutes per game, marking his 22nd consecutive All-Star selection. While acknowledging that any team would desire James, Pelinka clarified the team's future strategy. The Lakers plan to retrofit their roster around Luka Dončić, who has led the league with 33.5 points per game despite missing the playoffs due to a hamstring strain. Pelinka asserted that Dončić is the leader and player for the future, and the team will seek complementary players to support him. Furthermore, Dončić and Reaves, who has become a key offensive contributor averaging a career-high 23.3 points per game, is also a free agent. Pelinka confirmed the Lakers' desire to re-sign Reaves, citing his commitment to continuing his journey with the Laker organization. The Los Angeles Lakers' recent exit from the second round, following a 6-game loss to the Rockets, has prompted a deep dive into the team's fantasy performance and future roster considerations. While the team struggled against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the fantasy analysis reveals key takeaways for the upcoming season. Luka Dončić emerged as a standout performer, leading the league in scoring with 33.5 points per game and finishing second overall in high score and sixth in 9 cat leagues. Analysts view Dončić as one of the safest first-round fantasy investments heading into next year. Dončić and Reaves also showed significant improvement, outperforming his initial draft projection. The soon-to-be free agent averaged 43.5 fantasy points per game and was ranked 30th in high score, with career-best performances in key statistical categories despite dealing with multiple injuries. Experts suggest locking Reaves in as a 3rd to 4th round fantasy pick. Wright, however, faced a disappointing season, with his production tapering off. He failed to average a double-double for the first time in his career and played in the fewest minutes per night. Indications suggest Wright may opt out of his contract to test free agency. LeBron James remains the central figure, though his value relative to his initial draft position has shifted. While his performance was solid, his scoring dropped to 20.9 ppg, the lowest of his career, partly due to reduced shot volume alongside Dončić and Reaves. The most critical storyline for the Lakers this offseason centers on LeBron James' contract situation as he approaches his 42nd birthday. Whether he resigns, departs, or retires will define the team's direction. If James returns, the team is expected to rely on Dončić as the primary engine. If he leaves, the focus shifts entirely to Dončić's leadership. Regardless of the outcome, Dončić and Reaves are positioned as the top fantasy assets on the roster for the upcoming season. LeBron James expressed feelings of being taken for granted following a recent performance, according to sources. The sentiment arises after James passed Kareem for the majority of wins in NBA history. Sources suggest that this feeling is compounded by the Lakers organization's perceived prioritization of other players. Specifically, the sources indicated that the past dozen or so victories in that stretch came with James willingly assuming a supporting offensive role behind players like Luka Dončić and Dončić and Reaves. This situation comes despite James' significant contributions, including playing 8 seasons in Los Angeles and helping the Lakers secure their 17th championship in 2020. The reports suggest that Pelinka's focus in that moment served as another illustration of the Lakers taking James for granted.